All right, let me turn my camera off.
We're in progress. Good morning, or whatever other time of day it is to you. This is episode 85, Chrysalis, the Family Adventures, Ms. Bradock's testimony, and Amanda's suspicious message into jail. As the title suggests, this could be a high level episode in which it is in fact, when the wife of the abusive police officer testifies angrily that her husband would never do what he was accused of, and she's frankly pissed off that he's even being brought into court. And the other part, the cliffhanger, concerns the area Josh got himself into as a young teenager by engaging in hacking, when he and his jail cell monitor see a message flash across the screen from his girlfriend, Amanda. Now, how did that get in there? Josh at first is as mystified as the monitor, but then he remembers. But we won't find out when the episode ends unless you're perceptive enough to remember back to episode 62, something that occurred then. For the rest of you, you'll have to hang on till next week. Please enjoy the episode and send me a comment what you think of it, an honest comment. Chrysalis, The Family Adventures, Episode 85, Ms. Braddock's Testimony and Amanda's Suspicious Message into Jail. Internal, Josh's new jail visiting area night.
Giselle and Josh across the table.
Josh, so now it begins.
Giselle, I see you're alone again. That should help.
Josh, I don't think it's really going to make a difference.
Giselle, you don't have to deal with all those crazy men.
Josh, I was protected, but I guess you're right. It's more what I'm used to. It's like I never left home.
Giselle, that's I can't think of the word. Thought?
Josh, you mean a sick thought?
Giselle, how about an ugly thought?
Josh, well, either way, it doesn't change anything. They pause and just sit.
Giselle, what about pauses slightly? Amanda.
Josh, I told her we might get lucky if it's only 2 years, but
Giselle, 2 years is good if you can get it.
Josh, but even 2 years can feel like an eternity.
Giselle, you'd be surprised how fast time can pass when you're busy doing your studying.
Josh, and it doesn't even matter because she pledged herself to me for eternity. So we got eternity covered between us.
Giselle, she's like the headache that refuses to go away.
Josh, well, maybe to you, but for me, she's my one candy a day that is so delicious. In discomfort over the difference of view, they sit. Josh, tell me about the rest of the gang at home.
Giselle, well, Samantha's got her case, so she's hardly home. And Joey, he's Joey. Only now it's high gas prices keeping customers home and some needing a tow when they get stuck on the highway but don't fill up. He's got his excitement. It sounds almost comic, but I know he gets it. And when says our spending has to be less, I understand. But I still have to drive Samantha to court tomorrow, which he's not gonna be happy about. Wait, um,
Santa Ana High School, corridor, day.
Kathy and Angela are there in the usual. Kathy and Angela are there in the usual crowd of students. They stare a little blankly at each other, the pall of something or someone missing in their expressions. Angela. So this is how it's gonna be for a few days. Boring. Kathy. Oh, so I'm boring to you. Angela. No, you're not boring. You know what I mean. Kathy. Yeah, I do. It's just we gotta have something else to talk about besides Samantha, Kamala, and Amanda. Angela, you do that assignment on the book? Kathy, yeah. You need notes? Angela, no, just making conversation. Kathy, I heard Amanda got called in to work an overnight. Angela, so she's blowing off school, huh? Kathy, she just found out last minute. She had been trying to get work as a way to avoid the ice raids. Like she's not going home. She's staying with her coworker, Bonnie, who works a day shift at the same hotel. Amanda isn't taking any chances. That's how they found out she was looking for work, but she's not really looking for it anymore. She just found it because they have her down to call in case they have anything. So of course she's not going to turn it down. Angela. So how long is she going to be out working? Kathy. Hard to tell. She had to replace someone who called out. I think she'll be back. She just got the call late, so she hasn't gotten any sleep. But now she'll be prepared. She's trying very hard to keep up in school. Angela. Yeah, I know. She really is trying so hard to keep up with her studies and get ahead. Kathy. I should know from all the notes she asked me to help her with. Angela. Hmm. All right, let's go to class. They laugh. Kathy, so you're being her today. Angela, somebody's got to be.
External, the highway, day. Cars are backed up in slow traffic.
Giselle's SUV is among the vehicles. Interior, exterior, Giselle's SUV mostly still in traffic on the highway. Giselle looks a bit frustrated with the slow pace of the traffic, hands hanging slightly over the wheel. Giselle, another normal day on a highway. I'm so glad I don't have to take every day. They sit in traffic some more, maybe lucky if they move a few feet at all. Giselle, I don't see why Joey couldn't just come. Kamala, he will if they subpoena him. Samantha, he probably wouldn't do me much good, and I can see him being an annoying pain with us sitting in traffic. Giselle, he'd actually be your best witness. Samantha, how you figure? I know he said that, but I'd expect that from him. Giselle, I'll tell you how. He'd give you a scathing report and then say he could never see you doing anything like that, making up a charge. They'd believe him because he'd have just spent 5 minutes tearing you down. Samantha, I don't know. But him coming in at all, that'll be a miracle. He hasn't. Kamala, I told you, if they subpoena him, he has to come in. It's up to whether Mr. Watkins thinks calling him in could help our case. Samantha, yeah, he hasn't visited Joss at all, huh? Giselle. Nope. Oh, it's starting to move on now. Yay, finally. As they start moving, but they but still slowly, spurt by spurt. Josh got his sentence, so now he's got a private suite instead of being thrown in with all those men together. Samantha,
Keep going, keep going.
I like that better. Samantha, private suite? You're making it sound like a hotel. Giselle, in comparison to before, it is. It's basically what we had at home. Solitude and monitored study. The only thing he won't have is Grandpa. Samantha, but he wouldn't have had Grandpa anyway, and he won't have me. Maybe I should go there. Giselle, we can go together after we drop off Kamala tonight, or this afternoon. Samantha, oh, you can count on it always going till tonight. They never let you down. You'd think it was a murder trial. Interior Bonnie's house, main room, day. Amanda, worn out, comes in. Bonnie's at the table with Fergo, who's on his cell phone eating breakfast. Bonnie, looks like you had a major night. Amanda, I don't think I've ever made up so many rooms in one night. Doesn't anybody actually stay at the hotel? Bonnie, that's the name of the game now. The keys are electronic so they know who's in and who's out. It's like a police department's Christmas present. If a room is unoccupied, the middle of the night's the best time to clean and make up the rooms like brand new. Do laundry. So you hit the high velocity shift thinking it was going to be the graveyard shift. Amanda starts to go to her room. Well, let me go to my graveyard. Nobody bother me. Bonnie, you don't want Teddy breakfast? Amanda, later, I'll just grab myself a bowl of cereal. I gotta be up at 8 again tonight for more of the same.
Virgo, you only got 11 hours. I mean, yeah, 11 hours. You better get your sleep.
Amanda, I hate to say it, but he's right. And the best part is I don't have to make up my own bed. Finally, a bed I can just crash in. Bonnie, oh my God, looks like they really gave you a killer job there. Did they tell you if they'll need you back? Amanda, yeah, they said Shirley took a week off. Bonnie, just like that. Amanda, I don't know, that's what they told me. Bonnie, it's gonna be a serious condition that just broke out. I remember when my cousin suddenly had a heart attack. He was out for a week, just all of a sudden like that. Amanda is off toward her room, her bag looking like a weight of burden.
Virgo. Oh my God, Mom. You mean you could have a heart attack just like that and they do an operation?
Bonnie, you could also die, but don't let Amanda know that. She's freaking out.
Virgo. You mean you could die from having a heart attack just like that?
Bonnie, usually it doesn't happen, but you just never know.
Virgo. What will it feel like if I get it?
Bonnie, I wouldn't worry about you, Ferg. You got a strong heart.
Virgo. How do you know?
Bonnie, because one, all children or most children don't get heart attacks. You have to be beaten down in life a few times. And I don't mean literally beaten down. It's more like if you go to a stressful job.
Virgo. What if I go to a stressful school?
Bonnie, school isn't stressful. It's the homework that's stressful. And most of the time, you just got to put in some effort. You're home clear. The reason jobs can be stressful, like the one Amanda's doing with endless beds and rooms to make up, is because adults do them. And there's tons of work they got to do on a time schedule. But I wouldn't worry about Amanda. She's too young to have those kinds of problems. She actually is technically a child. She's just about to turn 18. And she's taking good care of herself. She knows to crash. She doesn't have a husband or child to come home to and wait on. She'll be all right. She just needs sleep desperately. That's why I always get on your keister to get you to bed on time. Because I don't want you dragging to school and being super tired. Come on, let's get to school.
Here, LA Courthouse. Courtroom 802 day. Bailiff. Court 802 is now in session. The People versus LA Police Officer Justin Bradock. Day 4. All rise.
Judge Carmichael enters and sits at her bench. Carmichael, please be seated. As the preceding day, Giselle, like Verna was, is in between the two girls. Everybody there sits down. Carmichael, who do we have testifying today, Jerome?
Bailiff Jerome. Ms. Nancy Braddock, Ms. Violet Braddock,
Samantha, whispering to Giselle, must be his wife and sister.
Bailiff Jerome, Ms. Giselle Stivic, Mr. Joseph Stivic,
Giselle, I didn't realize he was already on the dock. He's not here. Carmichael, I see. Counselor?
Watkins. It was an informal entry pending the accusant's confirmation.
Samantha, that won't be necessary, but I do have another request. Carmichael, and Miss Stivic, what is that? Samantha, well, since we're entitled to a jury of our peers, I'd like to move for more teenagers on the jury. Carmichael, Miss Stivic, while I understand the thinking, you're not on trial. Mr. Officer Braddock is, and you are not the official plaintiff. The people of LA County, which includes you, are. This jury was selected with the consultation on the part of both teams, the defense and the prosecution. Please trust that they will be impartial and follow the law in rendering their judgment. Let us proceed, please.
Bailiff Jerome. Would you like me to read the other names, Your Honor?
Carmichael. No, that's all right. Let's call the first witness.
Bailiff Jerome. Ms. Nancy Braddock, please rise and approach the stand.
A middle-aged, attractive woman does so.
Bailiff Jerome. Ms. Braddock, raise your right hand.
She does.
Bailiff Jerome. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to the best of your ability?
Nancy Bradock. I do.
Bailiff Jerome. Ms. Braddock, please have a seat. Watkins approaches. Watkins. Ms. Braddock, where were you on the night of the alleged incident?
Nancy Bradock. At home.
Watkins. What were you doing?
Nancy Bradock. Either watching TV, doing some knitting. I like to knit and sew, or playing a game.
Watkins. Were you alone?
Nancy Bradock. Yes. Either I play solitary games or sometimes we'll play an online opponent.
Watkins. Did you watch the news or follow it online for news of your husband?
Nancy Bradock. Oh no, I tried to leave his business to him and keep it out of the house.
Watkins. When did you first learn of your husband's interactions with the two girls who have accused him of violent sexual assault?
Nancy Bradock. He did look very stressed when he came home. It was clear it was not an ordinary day for him. My gut feeling was that he had been at a large protest, and it was only natural that there would be a lot of angry people and people who were acting up. So, my main concern upon his arrival was to make sure he could be at ease and would not have to talk about his work unless he needed to.
Watkins. Did he tell you about his work that night?
Nancy Braddock. He usually doesn't, but sometimes it helps after a stressful day to let it out by sharing with me.
Watkins. Did he share anything in particular with you that night?
Nancy Braddock. He just shared that because he was assigned to the most volatile spot, he naturally found himself forced into encounters with people he'd rather not have had been forced into.
Watkins. Did he go into detail about any of these interactions?
Nancy Braddock. No, he didn't mention any names, nor did he get into specifics. Simply that he wished people wouldn't challenge him about how to do his job, and that he wished they would just follow orders for their own safety.
Watkins. Ms. Jackson testified that she challenged your husband on the requirements for performing a body search. Did he bring this up with you?
Nancy Braddock. Nah, he didn't get into any specifics, only that he wished people would cooperate when he asked them to do something.
Watkins. Do you believe ordering two female detainees to undress constitutes an order they need to cooperate with, even though it is an illegal order?
Stern. Objection. This is probing and extraneous to the facts of the case.
Watkins. Your Honor, I need to probe anything that can shed light on the defendant's manner of thinking regarding body searches.
Carmichael. I'll uphold the objection. The spouse of a defendant does not need to be questioned as to her husband's motives, especially when any opinion offered is only speculative, based on unproven facts and can mislead a jury as to the reliability of the facts presented. Sustained.
Watkins, after regrouping a moment, have you ever witnessed your husband engaged in any violent acts?
Nancy Braddock. Absolutely not. But I know that in the performance of his job, where public safety is concerned, actions that are not civil may be the only option.
Watkins, pardon me for asking this, Miss Braddock, but due to the nature of the accusation, have you ever witnessed or suspected your husband of engaging in sexual activities outside the marriage?
Nancy Braddock, no. I cannot pardon you for even suggesting such activity based solely on an accusation, and I find your question extremely offensive.
Watkins, I apologize, Miss Braddock. No further questions.
Carmichael, on behalf of the court, I apologize for discomfort this caused, but there are cases where spouse's testimony can shed light on the guilt or innocence of a defendant. Please accept our apology for crossing this very sensitive line. Now, if only we had witnesses getting as offended at the suggestion of violence on the part of defendants, we'd be living in a much healthier and safer world. Nancy Braddock. I beg to differ. As I spoke, there are times when violence is necessary as the last resort in the performance of my husband's job. That does not even that does not apply even in the slightest to any type of sexual activity. Carmichael. Difference of an interpretation, but your husband did state that he needed to do a search on the two girls, that for a while they may not have been for sexual intent, would be experienced if true as sexual abuse. This is why we have strict laws regarding searches. Nancy Braddock. Angry. Did my husband not say he desisted from performing such a search and tried to wait for a female officer? Why are you putting him through such a brutal questioning? Carmichael. Excuse me, Mrs. Braddock. Nancy Braddock. That's Ms. Braddock. Mrs. Braddock is my mother-in-law. Carmichael. The reason we're putting Officer Braddock through this scrutiny, which is in accordance with the law and with courtroom protocol, is because he has been accused of a crime, which is possible though not proven. Because of a failure of your husband's body cam at the moment of entry into isolation with the plaintiffs, something which he creates great possibility that he did what he's accused of. We need to probe as far as we are able to find whatever information can shed light one way or another on the truth or falsehood of such charges. Nancy Braddock. Well, here's some light. My husband would never, I repeat, never do anything sexual to anyone he's got in custody. I know him better than anyone else here except Mrs. Braddock, and she'll agree with me. It's unfortunate that the body cam just stopped at a suspicious moment, but we know Justin for the man of integrity he is. These charges are just so off the wall and so out of character for the man putting himself in harm's way and taking on the toughest of assignments that my husband is. Carmichael. Thank you, Miss Braddock. Ms. Stern, your husband's attorney will now question you. Stern. I apologize that you have to be put through this. I'm sure you're aware that in an atmosphere of mistrust of the badge as well as other forms of authority and protection, you probably feel like you're getting the short end of the stick. This is precisely why your testimony here today is extremely valuable. In addition, you live with this man who is accused. Naturally, you must feel robbed of what already is an earned relationship of happiness and trust. Carmichael, forgive me for interrupting, counselor, but you're here to question Mrs. Braddock, not to make your closing argument. Please use this time to question her. Stern. Ms. Braddock, tell me briefly about your life with Officer Braddock. Nancy Braddock. We have 3 children. 2 are grown and have moved out on their own pursuing careers. Our last child is 16 and is in the honors program at the high school. Stern. Having had 3 children of your own, what does hearing that 2 children the same age as your own brought these charges against your husband make you feel? Nancy Braddock. Well, what do you expect? Of course it sickened me to no end, but this is the world we are living in, and that makes me even prouder for having met and been proposed to by this man now married 32 years. Stern. You've made it clear earlier, Ms. Braddock, that synchronous disappearance of any body cam recording is unfortunate, but that is not enough to prove what your husband has been accused of. Do you also feel that any suggestion that he is responsible for having disabled it equally as disturbing? Nancy Braddock. Of course, this is just not who he is. To suggest any violation of the law on the part of my husband is outrageous, and it is my duty as his wife to combat this with the truth. Stern. So you are certain that even the fact that the circumstances on that day were so extreme that could make another man break and bend the law, your husband still resisted this. Nancy Braddock. Of course, that is who Justin is. His job assignment is not pretty, but at the end of the day, we sleep better knowing that he has made and kept the people of our community safer. And that's what I think counts more than anything, especially ridiculous false accusations. Stern, that'll be all, Ms. Braddock. Thank you for your testimony. Interior, Bonnie's house day. Amanda, groggy, gets out of her bed. She rummages through her bag, pulling out fresh underwear. She then goes to the bathroom. Amanda exits the bathroom in her clean underwear, a clean t-shirt on top, throws what she was wearing onto the bed in the side alcove, and heads toward the kitchen off the side of the main area. She grabs a box of cereal and a bowl and pours the cereal into the bowl. She then pours some milk into the bowl, puts the box back where she got it from, and the milk into the refrigerator. Then goes into the main room where the table is that she had sat with Bonnie and Virgo. She eats the cereal with relish and holds her phone with her left hand, seeming to surf it. Amanda, now with all this money I'll be making, no, 1 week's pay won't be enough. Too bad. Image being typed. Amanda, hey, you there? Amanda, oh, that's right. She went to court too. Let me try the others. Image text being typed. Amanda, hey, you there? Image text being typed. Amanda, hey, you there? Amanda, they should call this the graveyard hour. Well, I guess back to the graveyard. She finishes the bowl, takes it, and puts it in the sink where she washes it lightly and then puts it in the dishwasher. She heads back to the bed in the alcove, gets into it, puts on some music, and lies back in the bed.
Interior, Josh's private jail cell day. Josh is sitting at a computer.
Oh, am I the monitor? I don't have highlighted part. Sorry.
Oh, it wasn't highlighted?
No,
Well,
I don't
it
have any
says a
highlighted.
monitor is sitting by his side watching him. Well, maybe
Yeah,
I
I didn't
didn't
know the
send it.
monitor was female. Sorry.
I must have forgotten to send this part to you. Okay, well, Josh is sitting at a computer, a monitor sitting by his side. He is engaged in what looks like some form of study. He seems a little uncertain. Josh, I'm sorry, this is making me a little nervous. You just sitting there watching. My grandfather actually taught me stuff.
Monitor. I'm sorry, I'd love to, but my job is to make certain you don't cheat and start hacking again.
Okay, read the next part.
All of a sudden, a drop down message appears from Amanda the goat. Hey, thinking of you. Both Josh and the monitor appear shocked.
Josh, would it be considered breach of protocol to just say I'm fine, thinking of you too?
Monitor, that's not supposed to happen.
Josh, she's my girlfriend who I love and I would really like to respond to. I don't know how she got in.
Monitor, did you share any confidential information like a password with her?
Josh, no.
Monitor, you sure nothing passed to her when you really decided her and she said you had to?
Josh, oh no, she wouldn't do that.
Monitor, did you ever do any hacking yourself on her phone?
Josh, seeming to remember something. No, wouldn't have ever done that to her.
Monitor, is it possible she got on your phone and got hold of some of the codes you kept on there?
Josh, oh no, she was there only after my phone was taken away.
Monitor. Well, what about that computer hack you did?
Josh, you mean the one where the computer froze and I got nowhere? Mon
Monitor. This is strange, and you're sure you didn't do any hacking on your phone?
Josh, well, this was a harmless message.
Monitor. Did you tell her verbally how to hack into a system?
Josh, no, our only purpose was for love.
Monitor. It was that love you're in here for.
Josh, but the love part is the good part.
Monitor. People do all kinds of really sinister things for love. I don't agree. You sure she didn't let you borrow her phone?
Josh, I guess I won't get to tell her I love her. Well, that's all right. I'll see her when she comes by to visit.
Monitor. Okay, thank you for that.
Josh, don't mention it. Internal, LA. Courthouse, courtroom 802 day. Bailiff Jerome, Ms. Giselle Stivic, please rise and come to the witness stand.
Giselle does so.
Oh, you really have an older copy because the one that I have that got cut off. Now let me see. How do I stop the recording? Records. Pause recording.